actually think Spice Wolf would fit you well. Could be interesting
Yeah.
for you.
What this? So
To give you
is a light novel like an anime term? What is? I thought this was like a
It's yeah, they're Japanese.
like middle grade type novel. What is a light novel?
I think it's just basically their equivalent of like young adult fiction or something. I'm not completely sure.
It's light, so it's not like a heavy novel. It's not.
Yeah,
Like
I already
an
did
a-
this
it's not the
joke
weight of,
before
like,
you
apples.
came in. So
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
it didn't,
yeah.
I wasn't there, so it doesn't matter.
the
Yeah.
envelope is not made out of lead like with all other books.
No, they're just I don't know. They're just kind of like smaller books. It's just like the ones I've got of like between like 250, 300 pages.
So like YA
like-
for pervert. I mean, excuse me. So like YA.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
They're not.
Like you can carry it around pretty easily as well. But there's like some of these series have like upwards of like 16 or even more like volumes. Like I don't know. It's like I don't know exactly the reason why they do it in this format. Probably to get more money, I guess.
I would love to be
Probably.
able to write like 16 novels in the same series.
Yeah,
To have
that'd be
like the the endurance to keep to like be interested in the same sort of characters for 16 fucking books.
Yeah, but no, as I said, they're only like 300 pages like each. It's like of the ones I've seen, which I've seen 2 of. So
Is 300 pages not a lot for manga? Because 300 pages is like a
It's not
solid
like-
novel.
it's
These
not
are
like
picture books.
Oh, there's okay, yeah.
yeah,
Right.
they're not comics. Although they do actually have artwork in them throughout the chapters, which I found.
Yeah,
be
it's
rather
weird.
interesting.
It's like flash art, I guess. It's not like full on. At most, there's like maybe a couple panel comic at the back. It's usually
Yeah.
not like integral to the story.
Yeah.
Just helps you give some visual.
And so by the back though you mean the front because they're Japanese.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Well, I don't. I'm confused.
Okay. Damn it! At the back, I mean like after the story as concluded. God
So
damn
the
it,
front.
you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me.
Oh,
Have you read Shadows
You're
of the App?
cunt burger.
that's very true. I do have the role.
Because like Shadows of the Apt went on for fucking books upon books.
Oh yeah, could I, Burger? Do you mind if I advertise / offer something?
Okay, this is gonna be interesting.
Okay, so as of like a few months ago, I started a little pet project that I finally finished, which is a rules light Shadowrun system. And I've got version 1.0 done, and I'm just looking for guinea pigs.
That's very interesting because I've literally been doing the exact same thing. But yeah, sure. I mean, it's not really specifically Shadowrun what I've been doing. I've just been adapting City of Mist to be everything. But yeah, what is
For
this?
me, so specifically what I did was I took, Shadowrun Anarchy, removed anything more complicated in it than and there is a modifier, and just basically threw in whatever I couldn't bullshit, threw in a little bit of fake core to whatever I couldn't bullshit.
Have we talked about this at some point?
think
We
I
talked
might.
about this.
I've also got the character sheet, which I will throw in here.
It's been like horrible. I'm just forgetting everything. I'm 27. I have massive Alzheimer's. It's fucking.
Dude, it's fine.
You're a
Lately,
good
a lot
host.
of shit's been
I don't need to suck
a
on
lot
a
of shit's been
coconut.
slipping my mind, so I can't give you shit.
Need to suck on some nut. I actually have coconut butter. I should probably maybe use it. It feels like something I shouldn't be using to do savory dishes, but like everybody does, and apparently it's very good.
It is good.
Oh yeah, I do Thai style curry all the time. Coconut milk's great.
Coconut milk to me is the ultimate man's product because you can use it as everything for hair grooming, as lotion, cooking. You can grease your fucking motor with it.
Yeah, I'm not trying to groom nobody, brother.
The only one I'm grooming is myself.
Yeah.
Way too rarely,
Yeah.
to be honest.
Yeah, system's a quick
Boom.
read, though I've set it up to be about 8 pages long, so...
That's a good size for a system, actually. That's
Yeah. Well, mind you, the only reason it's 8 pages is because it is just an explanation of the mechanics and nothing else.
yeah,
You guys hear me?
Like-
You guys hear me okay?
maybe.
No.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, like
No.
no lore, no fluff, no nothing. Just mechanical explanation.
Hell yeah.
Even says like right on the cover, I'm not
Can you
throwing lore in
explain
here. Go
your-
read Six World Almanac.
Or can you explain your nickname to me?
So when I was like 14, 15, I just got a new Minecraft account, and by that point, my nickname online had always been Silver G, which at 14, 15 I thought was kind of cringe. Which I was correct about, I think. I think that was a very good call that I made back then. And so I just thought it would be very funny if I used the German word Bürgerkrieg. And then that's how I got my username.
No, I mean like like the nickname on Discord, Joseph Brody. What the hell is that?
You,
What the
you
hell is
know,
that?
remember Joseph Kony? The fucking
think-
African warlord?
Don't. Oh, I see.
And then
Oh, yeah,
My Little Pony.
Oh.
I
okay.
also knew exactly what you meant. I'm just being a huge dick today. I love that, like, a lot of people who have autism are like, oh, it's like it's think that it's their fault that they don't know when I'm joking or not. Nobody does. This is my great superpower: is that it doesn't matter how like neurotypical you are, you never know.
No, because like you can sense the smugness in your voice, and that's
yeah.
enough.
Yeah, but that may be true. But I'm not. I wasn't trying. It's because I'm like so dead inside that I always don't.
I feel that, man.
Yeah. Today's been a good, like we did the first, we're kind of like 20 minutes in if you count the before show. It's like we've had fucking light novels, we've had Chinese The Expanse, we've had fucking username shenanigans. So we could
Wait,
end
what's
the
Chi-
Trying to
stream.
make Chinese the expanse.
Oh yeah, what was the Chinese expanse?
Oh, that's like exclusive content between Kashi and me.
Yeah.
I see.
What-
Racism strikes once again.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we were. It was just like some bullshit. Like he was talking about it. He ordered some Chinese, and I was like, oh, I was talking about The Expanse earlier.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ah.
Berta Roda.
I am losing my fucking mind trying to put
So-
this character together.
Why?
Jesus.
What? Hang on. Okay, there it is. Okay, why were you missing roles, Posh? What the fuck?
Cheetor counted me. This was, I think, during the whole debacle in general chat, and
I
then
Don't know
uncon-
what that's about, honestly.
Me
then he
neither.
Then when he
Andros didn't agree to titties being superb to ass, and so he got banned.
Pretty sure that's not the reason.
anyways, and when he uncunted me, he forgot to give me the roles again.
That's,
Well, at least some of the roles.
That's terrible, dude. I'm gonna give him the cunt roll for that.
Finally,
That's
justice.
a really big cunty move. Yeah.
Justice has been served.
So
my
back
friends,
to
the
back to
revolution.
Chinese The Expanse. That's why I was like googling Chinese Jewish sex offenders so we could come up with a name for the spaceship engine.
I'm sorry. What?
Yeah, we could just. I mean, if we're just gonna Google Chinese sex offenders, it's just gonna be someone named Lee.
Chang.
Epstein.
That's like very. I'm writing a novel currently that includes a lot of my like I tweeted about a lot of my like experiences in Boys Home. and one of the main characters that is like but like the umbrage of the book essentially
Oh no.
is a guy called Mr. Ung, which is a Chinese name, but you write the surname like this. So I'm really looking forward to people getting fucking really angry at me because they don't know that this is a very common Chinese surname.
Looks like a periodic table.
Goddamn.
It really does, actually.
Holy shit! The Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition is getting another DLC. God damn.
Isn't
mean,
this
it's
game?
Age of
Isn't the game like
Empires.
a million years old?
Yeah, no, but this is the Definitive Edition, so it was released like back at the end of, I want to say, 2019.
Okay, so
End of
okay,
2019.
That's fine then.
So, like, this is the complete remaster. After the fact, they also made a HD remaster of the game, like, not even 5 years prior.
That's some Skyrim shit, dude.
I know.
Speaking-
Okay,
When
so
they
to be fair, the
finally gave that fucking update for Fallout 3 so it doesn't rely on Windows games anymore.
Wait, did they
Like-
finally do that?
Yeah, they did that like a few months ago.
so
Does
hang
it
on.
does it work with more than one CPU now?
Yes,
one core,
I
sorry.
think.
Okay.
Well,
I believe so. Like they
what?
took it off of they took it off Windows Live Games dependency.
Which ended like a decade ago.
Yeah, there's so many games that I used to play that had that dependency, or I still have for some of
It
them,
is-
which is unfortunate.
It is a very Microsoft thing to do to like then go ahead and like make sure those games are patchable. Because if you can say one positive thing about Microsoft is that they're committed as fuck to like backwards compatibility.
Oh,
What
yeah,
was
especially
when it
Windows
came to
Live
the
games?
Zune
Was
anyway.
it just like
Oh, speaking
what was it? What was
Speaking
Windows
of-
Live? Was it just
Windows
like
Live was
Microsoft?
It's the Xbox app on PC for like Windows XP.
Oh,
I remember I was playing like fucking it was Battlefront 2, I think. I was playing.
Oh yeah, that was the shit,
Just
bro.
remember the good old Battlefront 2. I still haven't played the new
Yeah, bro.
Battlefront simply because of
No,
the EA
it's not
business
working.
model.
It's not worth it.
I think me and
It's-
Core played it.
Okay,
The old one,
I played it
not that
before.
long ago.
I
Yeah,
will say this: go in with no expectations, just fuck around, and you'll have a good time. Don't take it seriously.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not. I don't want to play the new Battlefront just because of like it's a EA game. That's the whole reason.
Yeah. Good
I mean, I
standards
say
to live
that,
by.
but I play Titanfall 2, so
Yeah, but to get
Play the Lego Star Wars game where you can be the child so you can fly.
no,
I
you can
think I
combo
I have
a
enough
child.
of Lego games for a while. I feel like
You can combo a child.
Yeah,
I
and
have.
the
I don't even
glitches
want to
when
know
you
what that
fly.
means.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Let's just
hilarious.
leave it.
I'm pretty sure Jimmy Savile comboed a child.
oh, God.
I watched the Jimmy Savile documentary recently, and like he just won. Like he straight up went his entire life just having an awesome existence and like just raping children. Like, and then he died, and then only after he died it came out. So like it doesn't
Point, it
matter
doesn't
that they
matter.
removed his headstone because he
Yeah.
had already won. He was already dead. Like he had never.
I think he represents like every like upper class white dude in the
He's
20th
not even
century
like
where they
upper
just
class though. He grew up like working class.
Yeah, no, he grew up working class.
He just
which is such a shame.
became rich.
I'm just saying, there's a
yeah.
period of time where like established like successful white men could do anything.
Oh yeah, that's definitely
Jimmy
true.
Savile.
I mean, he was like boys with like Prince Charles and shit.
Oh, yeah.
it's-
Jimmy Savile, Prime Sigma.
and who is surprised by that? I'm certainly not.
yeah.
I
like-
mean, for fuck's
But-
sake.
Well, it's like I remember like you know Oswald Mosley, the British fascist dude.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that
The
he
guy-
got like a whole plot on fucking
Peaky Blinders?
yeah, Peaky Blinders. It was like, why
Yeah.
why? This used to be a fucking show about gangsters, dude. Like, give
I
me
mean,
back my
because
them being
gangs, bruv.
gypsy gangsters. That was cool. Why
I
the
don't
mean,
think
I
fuck?
guess
they're
maybe it's
cool.
some kind of like whole thing on fascist.
Oh,
thing
well-
to
Yeah,
conflict
because
people
Trump
out.
was
Maybe-
president.
ma-
Like,
Maybe not. So the thing is, maybe they might not have been gypsies IRL, but they were definitely gypsies in the show.
I'm sorry, the Peaky Blinders existed IRL.
Yeah,
Yes,
but
yeah.
it's not like anything in the show is based on the characters. So like Tommy and whatnot and his brothers, they did not exist IRL. It was completely different people.
I feel like they came up with the gypsy thing in season 2. Because I don't remember them ever mentioning it in season 1.
Also, have
They
you
did.
seen
It just like
Okay, so before we go too off course, I just want to mention, yeah, I got to check out Peaky Blinders. I didn't know the whole Oswald
It's
Mosley
pretty
thing.
good.
But his son, his son is around. He's still alive. But I remember some British tabloids tried canceling his son because his son is really into BDSM,
What?
and
no, that
And-
is a completely British thing to do.
What?
Yeah.
That is
into
Yeah,
very
BDSM?
British. We
like really into
the
BDSM.
thing
yeah.
is with Britain and either journos or what's it called, or anybody like in the state, they might be very degenerate themselves, but they absolutely loathe anyone, especially lower class people, having kinks and being into that BDSM shit.
Yeah.
And
I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
the
so
fucking
far-
the British upper class is insane
Hmm
when it comes to that.
Oh,
shit.
and get this, they will
Yeah,
justify
and, like-
trying to ban porn by
Yeah.
using but think of the children defense.
Yeah, well, children are not
Yeah, yeah,
supposed
they-
to
they
watch
try to
porn,
can-
so no.
Well,
So,
no,
like,
to
they
be
tried,
fair,
they tried
yes.
canceling him, and well, this is a great thing. Was when they tried to cancel him, he was just like, yeah, this is my kink. My kink has nothing to do with the fact that my dad was a Nazi. I'm just into BDSM.
Yeah, wait, hang on. Isn't this the son of Jimmy Savile?
No,
No,
Oswald
Okay, Oswald Mosley.
Oswald
Yeah.
Mosley.
That's even dumber. It's also like I know that in Germany there was like a bit at some point where people were admonishing some like young person whose parents were like hardcore Nazis. It's like, well, they were good parents though to me, and I love them nonetheless because they were good parents to me. I'm like yeah, don't shit on people for that. Like you can't like force someone to
Yeah.
hate their parents if they were nice parents to them. You know, it's not like they're endorsing
Yeah.
their politics.
Yeah. It's just
Like this is
it-
the whole
it's-
sins of the father bullshit. It really pisses me off.
Hmm Well, yeah, in Britain we kind of have something for that, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah. So, but yeah, and I mean, I don't know his son's politics, but just thinking that like Oswald Mosley's son is
Into BDSM is pretty
Yeah,
funny.
It is very funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like entirely consensual and this shows how sleazy, because I guess they had they paid somebody to talk about they interviewed like one of the participants
Oh my
and
god.
got into like what he was into and stuff, and it's just like, yeah, he just really likes it when women dominate him, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's like, man, that's just based. That's just cool.
Christ. Look, I'm not gonna king shame him, that's based, but at the same time, in England, if you were a PM, you would fucking die to that shit.
I mean,
Not really.
this is still the funniest thing that's ever happened. is that like I think Cameron was still president when the Black Mirror episode comes out, where the Prime Minister fucks a pig, and then like a couple years later it comes out he literally did fuck a pig. That he must have been sitting in his room
Sweating.
watching that shit, going, holy fucking shit.
No, you're doing too much of a kind of middle slash upper and lower class. There you gotta go. Holy shit!
Yes.
Holy shit! They fucking found out.
Oh no! If this ever comes out that I did this, I'll be ruined.
No, you need to be a bit more douchebag, but not posh, because politicians never ever sound posh. The only exception I've managed to find is Rees-Mogg, and
What about
that's
Boris?
Rees-Mogg sounds incredibly posh.
Boris does not sound posh as fuck. He sounds like
Yes,
a
he
person
does.
trying to be. Okay? He's not. It's not the same. Trust me. He sounds like someone who is trying to be.
I'm British. I know what posh people sound like.
Yeah, but posh is posh.
Yeah, he needs
Like,
to be.
I think he has a very different standard for what is actually posh, maybe.
Yes, I do. Like, to be fair, he sounds so forced. Boris to me just sounds so forced.
That's just his. Bro, he's an Edenite. Like,
Oh, even worse.
Aren't they
He's
all
not
eating
true
knights?
posh. He's not true posh. He's an
Eaten-
imitator.
Eaten
What's
more
an
like
Edenite?
Feeton. And it
Wait, what's an Edenite?
is someone who went to Eton College.
Yeah.
Oh, Eton. I think it said like Eden, like Garden of Eden.
Well, Anthony Eden also went to Eton, so.
I mean, you gotta stare.
So did the Queen. Even though Eton isn't a boys' college anymore, right? It's like
No.
because Thatcher went there too, I think.
No, not anymore. I don't think.
Yeah. What is this game, Kashi? What are you doing?
What are you playing, Kashi?
Astroneer.
Well,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
like
that's a
the
great
only
game.
thing that I already knew about it.
What's it called?
Astroneer.
Oh, cool. Oh, yeah, that's a cool game.
How about but like tits Trinier though? That's
I
the
was waiting for that. I don't know. It's just kind of like a kind of chill game, I guess. It's like, I don't know. Terrible.
Yeah,
at
no,
describing
it's
this
kind of
crap.
like exploring, I guess you could say. I haven't
Yeah,
played
it's
it,
like
but
an
like
exploring
I've seen
sandbox
reviews.
type game. Yeah.
It's kind of like
Yeah.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, I guess.
They came out with a DLC for Solasta Crown of the Magister. That's a whole new campaign, so I got that. I really
it's
like
like a game?
Solasta. It's such a like cheaply made D&D rule set game. That's probably the best D&D rule set game I've ever played. 'Cause
What's it called?
Solasta.
Oh, Solasta, not Solasta.
Is it big? Is it like?
Solasta with an A at the end.
It's an RPG system, or is it like a
It's
digital game?
it's- No, it's an RP. It's a role playing game for computer, based on the D&D
What?
rules.
That reminds me, I need to play Pathfinder Kingmaker one of these days.
yeah.
Apparently,
I've
so I've stayed away from Pathfinder Kingmaker because apparently you need to like understand because Pathfinder Kingmaker is like an actual Pathfinder campaign for like the role playing game. And apparently, in order to actually be able to play the game, you need to know what happens in the campaign, because otherwise you can get into situations where you literally can't solve problems, especially early on in the game, because you just didn't pick the right skills at character creation. And that's something
Bruh.
that just really throws me.
Oh yeah, I've had a similar
That
experience with Wasteland 2,
Yeah.
where I had no one in my party who could like lockpick saves, and like 3 hours in, I could just throw away my fucking game, my entire save game, because
So
I had to start anew.
Yeah, that's just bad RPG design, fam. Like, there's people who are gonna defend that kind of shit. It's like, no, I'm sorry, you're just wrong.
I
Like,
got
it's
some
like-
of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can be
got some
punishing,
looks-
but at least let the player know what you
yeah,
want. Of
like in just withholding information until a point where you just could have by chance picked one of various different options, but you had no indication that you actually had to pick that one, and the consequences of that are 3 hours down the line. No, fuck off. That's
Which
just
one?
not.
This is
No,
Kingmaker, right?
Yeah, it's like
No,
I
this
thought
is
that was complete-
Wasteland. I mean, Kingmaker apparently also does this.
If we can
I
talk
thought
about
it's
Kingmaker,
like-
you could it was completely optional. Like you could completely forgo that.
So
if I
you
can,
could
if I-
forgo
if I
the
can-
main quest in Kingmaker.
No, not the main quest, but like the whole kingdom management.
No, but that's
If I
not what
can,
I'm on about, though.
if I can suggest something real
Well, like-
quick.
Yes.
If we're on the subject of good game design, can we talk about the fact that Cyberpunk literally has the Nation of Islam orbiting Earth?
It's kind of
That's pretty base, yeah.
So Mike Pondsmith, in the lore, based Mike Pondsmith wrote that apparently I met some guys, a guy at a game store invited me to his campaign for Cyberpunk. He's doing it over Discord, and he was telling me about just like Cyberpunk lore in general. And apparently, I love this so much. Apparently, back in maybe during or before the corporate wars, or some point, I don't know. Bergen before he probably know the better. A bunch of the megacorps commissioned and got help from putting money into developing African and Middle Eastern countries into for scientific developments, and they made a deal with that in order that they will do this, but they will have to employ native peoples of these countries. So they basically developed a space program in Africa, and then they built fucking space stations, and then they succeeded and then they established themselves with their own independent state. So now you have a space station or a collection of them, I forget specifically, of Arab and black African people living in a hyper advanced civilization orbiting Earth. It's literally the Nation of Islam in space, and it's great.
I do.
Did I get that right?
I do like the trope of millions of tiny different space stations that are very ideologically separated. I don't think that gets done enough. There's a lot of
city states in space.
yeah.
I'm
That is a very realistic vision of the future.
I'm coming
Yeah.
through clearly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Just making sure. I have my earbuds in, so I just want to make sure I'm not cutting out a bunch.
I like how in Kim Stanley Robinson's Red Mars, Green Mars, Blue Mars trilogy. Well, I don't really like it, but I think it's just really funny that he, as more and more humans go to Mars because of the ecological disasters on Earth, that literally the Israeli-Palestinian conflict just gets imported into Mars.
Yeah, that is fucking
Right.
awesome, dude.
That is-
oh my
that
god,
is
I remember
beautiful.
this now. I
That
saw
is
Yeah.
this.
awesome.
They were gonna make a show about this at one point, and I saw this was many years ago, and I saw an article about somebody complaining, Red Mars has not aged well, which is complete bullshit. And their main
Wait,
point is that it's Islamophobic because within the law of it, there were because a lot of a lot of Red Mars is people just trying to live whatever fucking way they want to live, and so a lot of the Arab groups just decided to become nomads, which is a very common lifestyle in the Mars colony.
That's actually really cool.
So they
Bedouins on
pioneered that.
Mars' surface.
But
That's
also
awesome.
they have a misogyny in that culture. Women are discriminated against and shit because it's Islam.
Oh yeah, yeah.
and
yeah,
that
it's-
apparently
a lot-
to display
a lot
that in
of Saudi-
fiction is
yeah.
Islamophobic.
No, yeah. One of the major immigration groups is literally the Saudis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course they're gonna
I mean,
bring that in.
They are rich enough to fly to space. So you can think about it.
I love
I
I love the character because they like in the course of the book the characters like get like hundreds of years old, and they all have like memory problems except for this one Arab guy who has like an eidetic memory and literally remembers every second and every conversation that he's had for like 500 years. It is
But then he remembers like
insane.
every detail of everything. He can like recall a day perfectly down to like the last detail.
Yeah, it's fucking wild the amount of stuff that he becomes like a major thing. Where it's like, yeah, I wish I could be forgetting shit, dude. There's so much stuff in here. It's very difficult to navigate.
I'd be cool with like an
I
eidetic
like
memory if it was selectively eidetic.
I like
Sorry, go.
how I like in the first book where they were some of the people were conducting a mission to the North Pole of Mars. So they were on this massive like snow and ice field, and I think they were doing something like they were checking out like using the poles for water, of course, and then also possibly for like construction. And two of the people, they go up in a scouting blimp and they're up there flying around, and there's another group who have construction equipment. And as they sort of part ways and sort of go on their own ways, and then like a couple hours later, the blimp sees like a Stonehenge arch in the ice.
Oh yeah, they just fuck
And
around.
And they're just like, what the fuck? They literally say, like, what the fuck is that? And then, like, one of the bulldozers comes online and is like, hey, see that thing I made? Freaked you out, didn't it?
Is this
great. That's just great.
Hey, is this still the RBG Mars trilogy?
RGB.
Yeah, it's the
RGB,
Kim
it's
Stanley,
not
the
RBG.
KSR, really.
Yeah.
KSR's Mars trilogy. Yeah, it's really good. It's very like dense in terms of the science of it. My favorite thing about the whole fucking trilogy though is that like it turns out in the last book the two major political factions, the Reds and the Blues, right, that are led by like Sachs, Russell, and whatever the fucking geologist bitch's name is, that they like split off from each other because they had like an autistic, awkward interaction in Antarctica, where they were like, "Oh, is this person into me? No, clearly they're not into me. So now I have to like be resentful towards them for the next 200 years."
So wait, they couldn't tell if they were trapped.
Yeah, because they were too autistic.
Yeah, that was like that. I remember because it's like the mission to Mars and the initial like months on there, it was partially paid for because it was a pay-per-view reality television show, and that was like their interactions were like a major plot point in the reality TV show, and then it became like it just became like a major political movement of whether or not we should terraform. Of whether or not we should terraform Mars.
What is the name of this book series again? That sounds awesome.
It's Red Mars by Kim Stanley Robinson. It is, once again, it is extremely dense on the... Like any Kim Stanley Robinson book, it is extremely dense on the science. So,
I can probably handle that because Big Brother on Mars sounds fucking hilarious.
That's not necessarily the concept, it's just an aspect of it. It's also the wild thing about it is that even though the book came out like
1991, I think 91, 92.
It's very old. Well, it's not that old, but it's older than most of the things we know about Mars. And he just turned out to be right about a bunch of stuff.
And then he also predicted reality television.
Yeah.
On top of
1991. Wait, 1991. Didn't reality TV show not exist then?
Wait, hang on. Let me.
No, it didn't.
It might not.
Was the real world? Did the real world come out?
The real world came out in like 92, 93.
Wasn't stuff like Amazing Race and Survivor still out in the 90s?
In 92, the first one came out.
So
Red
what
Mars.
things did they predict about Mars that was actually right?
Well, let me fucking. There's nothing about it on the Wikipedia page, but a lot of
Well,
like the
didn't he?
colonization mechanisms that they would have eventually used.
No.
Yeah, like wasn't he the one who he kind of predicted that the best way to quickly build a colony that'd be safe from like cosmic rays is just to bury all the buildings?
Oh yeah, the whole lava tunnel thing. I think he pioneered that.
Yeah.
The whole like pulling a what he does, what like Sax does later, where he like pulls in a comet, to like, give water to Mars. The whole thing
Yeah.
with the reverse sunscreen, though I think there was already a concept earlier to like heat up Mars. There's a lot of really.
He also did the space. He did the space elevator.
Yeah.
Where instead of like where they took Phobos, and because they wanted to make Phobos into like an orbiting space station, so what they did was they just sort of cored out Phobos, and they used the material to extend a space elevator to Mars.
Yeah, I think a lot like pressurized. Especially when it comes to, he was very realistic with like soil botany and shit. Like that is how that is how
Oh yeah,
wild
like
the
turning
fucking game
rig.
is. Yeah, like they have major
turning
problems.
regolith into,
Yeah. That's like a major plot where it's like, oh yeah, we can't cope with this much influx of immigration from Earth because in order to produce proper crops we need like healthy soil, or we can't produce healthy soil quickly enough because turning regolith that is devoid of minerals and microorganisms into healthy soil takes so long. It's
Yeah.
That's the kind of novel this is.
Right.
I've also really good book by Kim Stanley Robinson is New York 2140, where he does this but with like finance. Like it's like he basically, I don't think he predicted NFTs in that one, but there's a lot of like NFT adjacent shit in there. And it's actually, it has a lot of like a major plot point is about like a living cooperative in a New York skyscraper at like sunken New York and shit. It's really interesting, and he goes so deep into the research of all of his books. I have to read some other ones, but they're so dense that you have just pages upon pages of extremely detailed scientific bullshit. I want to read his thing where that is done with like gender science. He did one where he did that with gender science. That sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah.
No,
sorry. I was just reading. Apparently, there's a 1908 book called Red Star by this Russian novelist called Alexander Bogdanov. That's similar to Red Mars, and it was used as an inspiration for Red Mars. Yeah. But once it mentioned Bogdanov, I was like, wait, is this guy related to the Bogdanov twins? And yeah, he's not.
Also, like one of the characters in Red Mars is literally Arkady Bogdanov, which I think is also some kind of socialist from, I don't know.
I watched like a biography of the Bogdanov twins by I forgot his name. It's a pretty small YouTuber that actually puts out really good videos, because I never understood the whole Bogdanov twin meme.
Yeah.
Because it's like, of course they were. I initially thought it was like, oh, they're a pair of French, smart guys. They're like a pair of like this. I kind of thought.
I literally thought they were fictional characters. Like I saw pictures of them sometimes, and I just assumed that these were fictional characters because of the way they looked.
No, they're not. They do. They come from royalty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like both like Russian and Austrian royalty. And yeah, it's pretty obvious they had very serious like self-image issues, hence all the plastic surgery. But aside from that, they're complete fucking hucksters. They're complete scam artists. They wrote because they want, what was it? They wanted to get their doctorate, and they just wrote papers that were just full of a bunch of bullshit, and they got their doctorates. There was
Wasn't that
like
like the meme though that they were trying to do? Like they were trying to find shit on the like publication practices. I don't actually know this. I'm just sort
think
of.
you're thinking of someone else.
Well, yeah. That's.
Dude, the
that's
fucking
someone
that whole thing with the ones that did this in like critical theory and all that, which is, I still think that what they did is very, very funny, but like one of them, like James Lindsay, has gone so far off the deep end. He's like a completely insane right winger now. It like just wildly fucking crazy on Twitter.
Wait, was that the guy who did the whole faking I think it was either faking math or faking a psychology thing, or was that somebody else?
I'm pretty sure this has happened multiple times by multiple people.
I was specifically thinking of a German guy. I can't remember his name off the top of my head though. I think Dank did a video on him a while back.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I can't remember his name either.
I know who you're talking about too. Count Dankula did do a video on it. The German dude who like faked that being a psychologist despite the psychologist.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Hang on,
I forget his name though.
Yeah.
There was this German.
Oh, go ahead.
From what I can remember from the video, there was this German dude who really hated psychologists.
Yeah.
And to prove they were a scam, went on, well, not necessarily undercover, but faked his credentials. Yeah, I think it was psychiatrist, maybe. But basically, he faked his credentials and went into psychiatry or psychology. I can't remember. For years. This happened. And nobody knew anything, and everybody treated him like some big head honcho and whatnot. And the only reason he got discovered was because some parents found it suspicious that their daughter was being happy. No joke.
What?
Literally, a mom and dad found it very suspicious that someone going to a psychiatrist or a psychologist or whatever was coming back, like, being actually happy.
Imagine that.
It's a bit of an indictment on the profession.
Yeah.
I assume it was probably like a psychologist, because if you want to do psychiatry, you need a doctorate. Unless he was a doctor. You know.
No, he probably wasn't a doctor.
He wasn't. He just literally faked everything, like the paperwork, his credentials.
Let me look this up now.
Okay, so I looked up the
It's being a psychologist.
So I looked at the Bogdanov affair.
Yeah.
The Bogdanov affair was an academic dispute regarding the legitimacy of a series of theoretical physics papers written by Igor and Grishka Bogdanov. The papers were published in reputable scientific journals and alleged by their authors to culminate in a theory for describing what occurred before and at the Big Bang.
Yeah.
So it's theoretical physics, so they could have literally just wrote a bunch of bullshit.
Well, if that's kind of an indictment on the paper, really, if they publish that shit. The thing about scientific papers is that they are a huge obstacle to like science publication.
Right.
Yeah,
there's so many scandals where it just turns out that they're fucking useless, and that they what was this thing where Nature wanted to I saw a video on this. I don't remember the exact details, but Nature basically wanted to make scientists pay horrendous amounts of money so that their articles would be just uploaded to their website and not even like peer reviewed.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
that was
that's-
to them open access. It is insane. And the scientists have to basically fall for that shit, because if you in science it's about publish or perish. If you don't publish papers, you get nothing. You are basically dead. It doesn't matter how renowned you are, you get fucked. You get no jobs, you get no money. This is exactly like how half, on average, half the time of what research scientists do is apply for grants. That's half of their work hours, is try and get money for their research. Like this is what we get the most intelligent people in the world to do, that we invested so much into, that we're hoping are going to save the world through science and like advance us into the future. They're just like doing paperwork and asking, pretty please can I have some money?
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
That is how fucked the system is.
And well, and on
pretty
top
cringe.
of that, the papers are blocked behind paywalls, and it's really difficult to access them. Even if you're just a layman who's just curious, it's like that's completely unless you pay for an incredibly expensive membership or stuff. It's like this whole wealth of knowledge is just locked out to you. You have to trust like pop science to tell you what's right or to interpret it.
And most of that science is to a large degree funded with like public money, so that's taxpayer money that flows into that.
Yeah.
Just
Right,
so, like,
right,
these
that's the
private
worst.
publications can like make unfathomable amounts of money off it.
Yeah. On
Yeah,
the flip
that's-
side,
that's
though,
what
you
makes
do
it
need
worse.
some kind of vetting system in place, because let's be real, we don't need another fucking Lysenko.
Well, but that's the
Like
thing.
Tenko?
There are open access models for vetting systems that work. It's just that these like huge fucking publications do everything in their power to sabotage those.
Oh yeah, straight up.
Yeah, fair.
Like it's not like it's not like they pay their peer reviewers. Like you
Nope.
you do peer review. You have to do peer review, otherwise you like don't get to fucking publish. You have professional consequences. Like it's not
Yeah,
like
isn't
it's
peer
literally
review,
only
like,
to
voluntary?
pay. Pardon?
Isn't peer review? Isn't that like voluntary?
Well, if your paper isn't peer reviewed, then it has less credibility. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
It's voluntary in a sense that it's like it's not really voluntary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah.
it's not like they pay fucking peer reviewers. I reckon some magazines probably do.
Yeah, that's why I meant the
Yeah.
not the papers trying to get peer reviewed. I'm talking about the peer reviewers.
Yeah.
themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they literally all that they do is just be in a dominant market position and make money. That's all they do.
Basically.
They contribute nothing.
They are the
And one
landlords
should
of
see to the
knowledge.
dismantling of them.
They literally are the landlords of knowledge. This is a very true analogy.
Yeah.
Landlords, as usual.
Yep.
Oh
It's
fuck.
like,
You know,
the thing that really gets me is that most of the grant money comes from like here in the United States, it comes literally from the governments.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, I paid my taxes, and it's like, this research was funded by a federal grant. Oh, can I look at the research? No, you have to go. Yeah, just fuck
This
this. Fuck
this is the same shit when it's like the free market boys are like, oh well, but all the fucking medical research happens in the United States. It happens in American universities with government money. It's not fucking Pfizer who pays for that shit. Like,
Yeah.
most of the fucking COVID vaccines were developed in Europe with European government money, and the Moderna vaccine was developed at a university in America. The fucking big corporations just snatched up the patent. That's all they did. Like, they didn't...
Right.
You know what I mean? They did. It's not like that's needed. They're not paying for antibiotics research. That's the big problem. Fucking hell.
Right.
So this is Sheldon Ring then.
Yes.
Sheldon Kling, you mean?
How about it's young Sheldon Ring?
Oh my god!
I
Don't
love
you
the-
fucking dare, Burger.
I love
Meet
the.
Sing.
Oh Jesus Christ! What the fuck?
I don't need maiden. I need answers.
One of the best tweets that I ever seen is basically somebody going like, "Oh, young Sheldon. There's no tension in the show Young Sheldon because you already know that he doesn't die."
Why would you say that though? Like, there's no point. It's a slice of life comedy thing.
It's
so.
not. I'm so you can't really call Young Sheldon comedy. Like,
It has to be funny.
Well,
it's if you're gonna call
fair.
Young Sheldon comedy, you might as well call waterboarding a shower. Like, it's technically true, but like, you know.
It's a
Burger,
nice
be honest
warm
with me.
ball
In
with
terms of like
boys
quality,
water
Nice
what is
shower.
more entertaining though? Like, Burger,
It's a
let me ask
nice,
you, though,
warm
It's a nice day at the
shower.
CIA spa. The Guantanamo
It's the
Bay
party
spa was.
CIA.
Burger, be
Yeah.
honest with me though. What's less of a pain to watch, The Big Bang Theory proper, or less? Young
Or
Sheldon?
actually being waterboarded.
Well, I mean, Young Sheldon is worse than the Big Bang Theory. Yeah,
You really
I-
think so?
yeah.
Yeah.
This is one of the this is a conversation that genuinely got me angry. Is that like somebody was because like there's one or two bits in the Big Bang Theory where you can't help but like chuckle. And somebody was watching the Big Bang Theory while I was there. Like, they just had it on the television. And they had, like, the funniest joke that they ever made. Where I went, like, right? And so this then, like, weeks later, they bring up when I said, like, oh, Big Bang Theory kind of sucks. It's not funny. Oh, but you laughed at it that one time when I had it on the fucking house. Like, I genuinely got angry at that conversation. It's very
So you can find
unreasonably
something
silly.
funny but not like it, or find it. You can find parts of
It's
it.
not even
Oh,
yeah.
That's
Things you
not
dislike
fun.
and have their moments of being. Things
Yeah.
you dislike and have their
Even
moments.
Amy Schumer has had some good jokes. Like, it's
Okay, let's not go that far. Let's not go that far.
No, I mean there have been a couple. They just weren't her jokes.
What
You
is
fell
this
into that
fucking this tree worm? What the fuck?
I'm not totally sure, but it just... I think I'm just underleveled for this dungeon. It keeps just wiping my shit.
Oh, that's very nice of it.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
say?
I mean, this
Yeah,
facial
so.
expression is very apt for his situation, I
He looks-
suppose.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
my sound distorted for you?
Yeah, you said
It's-
this is a whole new type of like science fiction.
You sound like you're talking out of a tin can.
But like in a cool way.
Oh, he sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna keep it then.
Oh,
no,
actually, no.
now
He
you're
does
back.
sound off.
I like it sounds terrible, but in a cool way. I don't know.
Hey, there are MREs. There are Russian MREs that you can buy on Amazon. If I were to buy one of those, would I be assisting a fascist?
What is
fascist
the
country?
MRE?
Meal
Meal
ready.
ready.
Meal ready.
Military
to
rations.
eat.
Soldiers.
Military
It's those
rations.
military meals. They come in a bag. You basically just throw in some water and.
Well,
boom,
at that point, but it's not. I don't think it's the Russian government selling those.
No, it's probably
Yeah,
just
no,
soldiers
no,
trying
it's
to pad
not.
out their wages.
Yeah. So
Cool, because I'm curious. but I don't want to like
You
know,
might
give
actually
food.
be helping the
Who's
Ukrainians
that?
by it because how things run in the Russian military, they probably got stolen and sold online.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Is
Oh,
this
check.
motherfucker shooting bubbles out of a telescope?
Hello?
No,
What
that's
the?
a
Yeah,
trumpet.
no, we can hear. We can hear.
Oh,
you.
so it's a trump. Well, then it makes sense. When it's a trumpet, that this
are you?
is
Oh, are
this
you
a
in the volcano?
snowman?
No, that's just like really weird fucking
It looks like
robes.
2 balls of mozzarella cheese still in the cheesecloth.
I'd say more like burrata, but I see what you're saying.
What the fuck?
It's burger. It's a Japanese game. Don't question it.
Well, but
It's also
this is
one.
great. I'm still. It's like what the
Burger
shit?
is loving it.
Yeah, I'm loving this, but in a like a
Well,
weird way.
Do you have
I'm
Elden Ring?
loving it.
Burger, do you own Elden Ring?
No, I don't. It is. I hate difficult video games.
Boo.
I
Boo,
despise
Burger.
them.
Boo.
I'm not
I
trying
feel
to.
you
I'm
there,
trying
man.
to fucking have a good time. I'm not trying to. Life is challenging enough.
You know, there's an easy mode in Elden Ring, right? Just people either don't know how to find it or like too scared to use it.
There
What's-
is no such thing.
What is, I
As
don't think
easy
they
mode
have a.
in
Easy,
a
I think like the
Souls-like
game
game.
kind of
Oh, God.
defines itself by not having an easy mode.
Well, it kind of does. There's like you can summon little guys to help you out in fights,
But that's not
I
really
love
an
little
easy
guys.
mode, is it?
You can summon
and
Jewish
also
people.
no, you
Little Jewish
can.
people.
There's all
No,
kinds of
that's-
things.
no,
you
you're
can
thinking of the
summon,
Chinese. Did you hear that?
What was that? Genuinely, what the fuck?
That's probably me. I'm just
Ye-
having a
Fuck is
grand old time here.
Are you doing okay?
Nah, I think it's
Yeah,
mad
my-
anger.
Funny thing. N- Tomorrow is a holiday, a national holiday. We cannot work on
Nice.
it,
Yeah.
but we can work on Saturday. So the workday for Saturday starts at 5 p.m. the day before.
You've got to be kidding.
Very normal.
Yeah. I probably will be working until around 6 to 8 a.m. the
Yeah.
following day.
That's bullshit.
Or how are you mentally sound with the amount of sleep you don't get?
He is.
I am not.
He's not.
He ain't.
I'm surprised you can
Um,
hold a conversation.
I live
You're
off
not read
of
his
concentration
profile.
of copium and alcohol.
That is.
Oh god, that's a stupid.
Are you coughing up blood yet?
No, I'm coughing up the rye schnapps I poured into this energy bottle, and I accidentally made this drink 50-50.
So what you're saying is that your mic is completely normal, that you actually just sound that
This
fucked
is-
up and glitchy.
Yes, I'm actually calling from Afterlife.
Yeah.
That would explain the noise, to be honest.
Yeah.
You have so much alcohol, you're fucking astral projecting.
You sound like a FNAF. You sound like a FNAF character.
Yeah, there's a reason they call it spirits too.
Nice.
God damn. Now do like a 50-50 mix, Misha, when you like mix a drink, 50% vodka, 50% whiskey.
Like this here is like half a can of Monster Energy and half a can of and the other half
That is a fucking
popcorn.
incredible. Like energy drink and alcohol is like that is next level.
Well, I mean, that got banned.
That is quite the cocktail.
I mean, that got banned. Four Loko was the alcoholic energy drink here. That was so popular that it got banned after a bunch of frat boys got killed
Ooh,
doing frat boy
die
shit.
from this
Why?
Yeah.
I need more.
shit. That is fucking incredible.
Don't promise me such things. Get my hopes up.
Hell yeah,
Oh,
buddy.
I don't know why. I just remembered a couple months ago, I asked another YouTuber I follow. I asked him because it was when that new Five Nights at Freddy's game came out with the new characters that everybody
Yeah.
liked, and I asked
The first
this
person one?
YouTuber, I was like, "Oh, yeah, the first person one," and I was like, "Oh, what do you think of Roxanne the Wolf?" You know, at this YouTuber, he's like,
Oh, no.
I'd be like William Afton. I'd put a kid in that robot.
What?
Amen, brother.
Just no, fucking stop, please.
You know what?
We've
I
gone too
concur.
far.
I don't think we've gone far enough, honestly.
Yeah.
1,000 years of dishonor upon your family.
Hell yeah, dude.
Okay, for the people who don't know, William Afton is the dude who killed the kids and put them in the robots.
Just in FNAF lore.
In the Five Nights at Freddy
Yeah.
lore,
No, in
there's
real
an
life.
absurd, in real life.
I literally, FNAF is one of those things that completely passed me by. Like most aspects of
Same.
pop culture.
Well, it's
Same,
like it
though.
completely passed me by too, because I looked at the first one, I'm like, oh yeah, spooky robot game. You know, it's like I'm afraid of animatronics, so this is cool. And then yeah, like all of a sudden there was like 11 other games, and there's this whole lore about this inventor and like killing children and taking their souls, and I'm like, it's just like.
Sounds
Hey,
like a
I-
great time.
And you know, nothing piques my
feel
interest
like
more
it's-
than killing children.
Yeah, it's like
And taking your souls.
it's like the Lord of the Flies, where you just leave a bunch of kids on an island, and then you come back like a year later, and they're like doing human sacrifices and shit. And you're like, what the fuck happened?
Hell yeah.
Wait a minute. If they're all children, does that mean all the people making porn of Roxanne are
Oh.
pedophiles?
Okay, so from my
Uh,
understanding,
well,
Roxanne gets
Please.
Okay, firstly,
Please.
from my understanding,
You dishonor
Wait, I-
your ancestors.
wait, I can actually like answer this. I think in the new game where you're like mobile and playing as the kid Gregory, like they're just like sapient robots. They aren't like kids inside them. Also, I think the kids are adults by now since they got killed in the 80s.
That sounds like coke.
That really sounds like she's 3,000-year-old
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
type situation.
Look, they're dead. They
Well,
don't count.
I mean,
listen,
I mean, it is true that they can't get traumatized. Like that's.
You did not just say
Well, no,
that.
no. What the thing is that they're sapient, they're sentient, and they're sapient. So that means that the robots do want to kill children.
Okay, so they can get traumatized.
Yeah.
Sure. Like I'm like 90%
Is
sure that
this
these new
different
robots aren't like possessed by dead children.
Five Nights.
They're just they're just like semi-sapient AI. But I'm not sure because I'm an idiot. And I haven't played the games.
I don't know shit about Five Nights at Freddy's. I used to
And
like.
thank God I
Dude,
don't.
The only reason I know that it exists is because many years ago I used to watch Game Theory.
Oh yeah.
Oh God,
yeah.
those were
Also,
I don't know if
so
that
Smash-
channel died or if it just
No.
became so insane that I at some point were like, okay,
No,
I'm
he's
gonna
still
unsubscribe.
doing his thing. I
it's
watched
still
around.
To me,
once in a
to
while.
me, it didn't
Unfortunately.
become insane. To me, Manpath didn't become insane, but he just became what every other kind of like, not fairy channel, but every other kind of like top 10 channel became, where it's just like
Yeah.
clickbaity.
You're trying to
Right?
fucking chase the algorithm. That's a huge
Yeah.
curse with YouTube, is that I see. It's like a lot of them. It's such a.
Like, it's not necessarily bad because you can chase the algorithm and still be good.
Well, no, that's the problem. Chasing the algorithm and like just generally doing YouTube is such a nerve-wracking thing to have your life depend on, because it's such an it has so many things that just trigger very primal parts of the human brain that you like need to get answers to. Like you can be doing extreme. There's so many metrics on YouTube that you can be doing very well, but one of those metrics is going to be down. And you really have to resist the urge of your brain going like, "Oh, this is that now I'm failing because this one metric is bad." It can happen like then people they really need to understand what is happening, so they're kind of coping themselves into like they actually know what's going on. And that's how you get like chasing the algorithm lowest common denominator shit.
Oh, by the
Yeah.
way, Burger, I have a
Yeah.
question for you. You said due to the long form content, your channel has been experiencing a bit more growth again.
Yeah.
Has that been persistent?
Yeah, it's still going on. I'm not sure
Oh,
how
that's
persistent
cool.
it is. I mean, I broke 26K recently.
Hey, congrats, man.
I think
Any cl-
I am getting a few subscribers. So the big Lego video, the 2-hour review of every single Lego game that I'm in, is kind of doing numbers on Zany's channel, and I think I'm still getting a lot of subscribers from there on like a daily basis.
wait, back up. Who the hell you did it? You did a collaboration where you reviewed every single Lego game.
Zany
Yeah.
was like, this is a guy that has like a podcast that I was on several times. He was like, do you want to like do you want to review a Lego game? And I'm like, I am not a video game reviewer. I have no idea how to do this. No, it's fine. I'm just tapping several people because he did like a big collab of reviewing every single Lego game. And
Actually, on the
it's-
subject of collabs, other than this, do you have any planned in the future? Finish your sentence though. Sorry.
I mean that's basically it. It's just it's a collab, big collab, and I'm in it. I reviewed the Incredibles game, or rather, I fail miserably playing it.
I know he's clearly grown a lot, but I feel like I could see you and Wendigo and like collaborating on something. Like you like having a cameo in one of his videos. Or something.
I honestly have no idea how to collab. Like what?
I'm gonna get.
Don't worry. From what I've gathered from this guy on his videos, he's awkward too. You'd probably both would get along.
No, I do like. There's a bunch of YouTubers that even like that I know that I like interact with. They're like, oh, this would be interesting to collab with this person somewhere. I really like their content, but I just have no idea what to do. Like I'm such an insular person that like just exists in my own process so much that I'm never like, for a while I was doing like guest videos for smaller channels on my channel. That was something that I found very cool, but I know that some channels that other people like read.
Who reads channels?
Like it's if I read quotes and sentences and shit, but I don't really. That's a. This is the same. There's so many like basic YouTube skills that I just don't have because I'm mostly just focused on other things. Like I have no idea. I still am terrible at like plugging my Patreon and shit. I'm very bad at it. Literally 90% of my success comes from just having nice fans who are very generous. Like that is literally 90% of it. I locked into a lot of this, but I feel like that's part of the reason why I'm trying to be not one of them algorithm chasers. I don't know.
I have to admit something. I tried to watch your Incredibles review.
Yeah.
I saw the first minutes of gameplay and immediately got like Vietnam flashbacks from that one time. A game journalist tried to play Doom 2016 and just failed miserable in the tutorial.
It's
Oh,
literal.
no.
That is literally me. The difference being is I'm not a professional video games journalist.
Yeah, like
that's.
like I will. Okay, I'm not going to fault him for that. This is
Yeah.
not his métier, but Jesus Christ, I'm not watching that.
Dude, you
I
never
actually-
Cuphead?
Yeah, I literally
God, no, stop.
I gave the game in my review. I gave it one Cuphead out of one adult man trying to recapture his childhood. That was my review score.
amazing.
Was it a one grown man trying and failing to recapture his childhood? Yeah. Because then the whole time I was like playing it, there's actually in the raw footage I mentioned Cuphead several times, like as a bit.
I have to say, like, this is like my second energy drink mixed with corn, and
Yeah.
I've been trying to
Mixed with corn.
put
He doesn't mean maize. He means German hard alcohol, basic schnapps.
Yes.
Corn.
And I have been trying to the entire evening to plug my Shadowrun 5 character into this VTT, and it's not getting better, but it's certainly getting more fun with more alcohol.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do you also get to go to other planets in this game?
Yeah. I haven't gotten to that point yet, though.
It's kind of disappointing.
Honor
Takes a
your
little bit.
man. Burger.
Hmm.
The gameplay you have provided has dishonored your ancestors. Commit.
It literally has, dude.
I'm sorry, but if what Core is saying is correct, because I haven't watched the video yet,
Yeah.
unfortunately,
It's
or fortunately enough, given what
terrible.
Core has said,
It's very funny if you don't expect like a good review of the game.
It's Incredibles though, like
Yeah.
Lego Incredibles,
Eh,
or just like
Look,
the
I
fucking
think we started-
THQ.
The funny thing is, like, all of the other people reviewing games, like in that big compilation, they know how to review games. Like, none of them had any problems with, like, playing the game. Like, I was the only one. Yes. Yeah.
I have a out of context question again for you.
Yeah.
What was your favorite character in a TTRPG you've played so far?
Like, that I played the character?
Yeah, exactly. For like any reason, just
Oh,
because
this
it was
is-
an experience, or because you like the concept so much, or
Straight up, I'm gonna have to say it's a D&D character, so that's already a big sacrilege. I have this is there's like a walrus folk homebrew where it's like they're walrus people. And the character is a walrus folk barbarian, but he has a bard subclass, so he's basically a skald. And he does like his instrument is basically like Mongolian throat singing, but with a walrus throat.
Nice. Okay.
And so he's like a hunter gatherer. He's a fucking absolute killing machine. And something really cool that I like aesthetically is basically that he has his tusks are like carved. He has like designs carved into them and like metal rings. Like his tribe is powerful because they control access to like moon metal that falls from the sky. And he doesn't understand the world of the people who live in stone tents. Like, that's very strange to him. It's like, what the fuck do you mean there is no sky fire here? What am I supposed to pray to? What's supposed to illuminate the night sky? Everything isn't white here. How am I supposed to see at night? What do you mean it's like 50-50 day and night? It's either day or it's night. It's either day for 6 months or it's night for 6 months. This is weird. Yeah, and that's basically his character. That's probably my favorite character that I've ever played in a TTRPG.
I really like the one I'm making currently. He is like Dogwagon, the basically the doctor SWAT team getting you out of there.
Yeah.
He used to do that, but he got like really, really sick of responsibility, so now he's a janitor. In a living co-op in Bonn, and he's just
Wouldn't
just
it?
chilling
Do
there.
they do? Wouldn't it be Bunoma in the Plex?
Exactly. Um,
Oh,
and
okay. So
they're
he
actually
moved. Yeah.
very militaristic
Yeah.
because they belong to the same company than the MET2K, the German Foreign Legion.
Oh, yeah. That is good. So he has like his role in the Shadowrun is like medical training then.
Yeah,
That
that
is
and
cool.
mechanics for some reason.
I honestly, medics are fucking underrated in Shadowrun. I have to say. Oh, also
Yeah,
this I forgot.
especially mundane ones.
I forgot to say this. His name, the name of the character, and I always pronounce it like this, is. That's how you say it.
Nice.
Sorry,
You
what?
have to, yeah. And very often, like whenever I'm trying to like express emotions, I just do. But it's not clear what
Boss
emotion
nothing
it is.
proves.
Like
Boss
the
nothing
Gungan
proves.
in
Yeah.
Star Wars
But
1,
also
yeah.
like walruses with big old lips, because he's a walrus.
I want to play.
I
want
literally
to
I
play-
watched like nature documentaries about how walruses live and communicate to like
Gosh.
come up with the lore of the walrus people.
Really?
Ka-choo.
That's
uh,
a pretty autistic man.
in one of
I
the
dig it.
in one of the 5th edition rule books, there was a rule set for seal form changelings from the North Sea.
Hell yeah, that is fucking badass.
Base
Dude.
rubber.
Yeah, but so he's like he worked for Dockwagon and then he went to, so he's not like originally from the Plex. So what is the deal there?
He actually is, because Rheinmetall has like the headquarters there, and he worked from there on.
Yeah. Also, I mean, there is probably
but, like,
Dockwagon in. They probably exist in the Plex.
They exist, but he was in Pomona, as you said,
Yeah.
and in his free time he worked for the THW, which is where he acquired all the technical skills. So I need an explanation for that, which is quite interesting because he's still part of it, and he will probably have to get off of runs because of that.
I like the aspect of like he has a private life where he's just a janitor. Because I feel like a lot of I mean, I think it's cool that you have Shadowrunners who are just only Shadowrunners. But like realistically, if you like, a Shadowrun is the kind of thing that you do maybe like 5. If you're like a hardcore guy, you do 5 Shadowruns in your whole career. And then it's like, it's no longer like you should be netting so much money that you can like retire from that, because it's so dangerous. It's such a dangerous profession.
Like 5 big ones and that's it.
Yeah.
God,
Sounds
I
like,
forgot how annoying Shogun 2 sieges are.
The character is like a Bioware machine. He has a fucking radar in his head. I discovered it in the book and it's amazing.
Hell yeah, dude.
He works like a fucking aerial raider. And I want to play him as a sort of a Samaritan. He wants to help like his neighborhood and the children around him, and he just wants to get some money so he can actually do something in the area.
Yeah. Well, he works for a co-op in it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's pretty sick. What is this? So, hang on. Is this game Assassin's Creed or is this game Sleeping Dogs?
It's Watch Dogs.
Oh damn, Watch Dogs, really?
Yes. But why is she wearing a Assassin's Creed hood?
Because it's the same devs.
Damn it.
I'm currently vibing because like there in real life is my favorite restaurant in London.
Yeah.
But
they have an accurate map of London.
It's accurate-ish.
Okay.
Like all the big monuments are in the same general area, so if you go to like the train station, you can work out where things should be.
I've been developing my City of Mist city, and it's like it's not London, but it's like an idea, like the idea version of London. So, but because I'm like idealizing it more, there's
no British people.
So the way I've done it is like to the west it's like rich and also mountains. To the east it's poor and the sea. So like the White Cliffs of Dover are near London here. They're part of the city. To the north it's like urban sprawl and industry, and to the south it's like rural shit and like not industry, like ethnic communities. But this has led to situations like me putting the so hip quarter in like the eastern part of London, even though it's usually in West London.
Well, this is basically Hegel's London.
Yeah, it's a Hegelian idealist London. That's true.
Yeah, give me a sec.
What Watch Dogs is that? 1 or 2?
Legion.
Ah, the third one. I see.
Yes.
Yeah, it's literally the
How is
only
it?
one you didn't name.
I'm trying to find the place I got really drunk on my first night.
The first
The-
night of your life.
No, the very first night I got in London, I got
Yeah.
stranded in like central London,
Base.
and I was like a 2-hour bus journey away.
Damn.
I've only been there once, and I kind of like London.
I
London's
want to
alright.
visit London, even if just to go on posh nerves,
Fuck you. No, but come over.
which
you
I'm gonna
big bastard.
visit. You'll be happy about it.
Speaking about posh,
Okay,
that does remind me. I did want to make a joke while we were on the topic of Shadowrun, which
Yeah.
is
Don't you fucking
is-
dare! I know where this is going.
yeah, is Posh's sister a Shadowrunner? 5 big
Why?
ones and you're done.
Oh my goodness.
Hell yeah, bro.
You know, if I ever become moderator on this server, I'm just making your life absolute fucking hell.
Posh, this is how you don't become a moderator on the server ever.
Yeah, man.
That's
I
how
found
Look, I fucking won that battle.
you achieve this by doing that.
So
Okay, so it's
I was very drunk at 3 a.m. at this bus stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really
so on the
wild,
earlier
dude.
topic of traveling
Fuck
to
no.
London, I guess, like going off that to just traveling in general.
Yeah.
What's the one place you guys would never want to travel to? And like no easy shit like North Korea or something. Like for me, right? I would
North America.
say Dubai. Like for me, I
No,
would
but
say Dubai.
hang on. So the place I least want to travel to, but not the place I least want to travel to.
Look, I say no easy answers like a literal authoritarian autocracy that's hard to get in or out of.
Amazon.
That's
I'm
fair.
gonna go on vacation on the Amazon warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love to be in the middle of the Amazon rainforest where they have the fucking bacterium that crawls up your dick, but an Amazon warehouse, I don't think I could stand the misery.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
That is
for
just
me, I
pure
would say it's
suffering.
Dubai because it's basically like Vegas, but with none of the shit that makes Vegas.
You can pull some Logan Paul level bullshit by making photos of
No.
the suicide booth they have there.
I like probably most of South America, even though I like the culture and the music. I am so traumatized by like watching Narcos. I'm just and like what there's a bunch of videos on the internet on shit that happens there that is so fucked up that I really just want to stay as far away from it as possible.
Honestly, for the most part, you'll be fine as long as you stay out of the middle of bumfuck nowhere and keep your eyes open when you're in tourist areas. You'll be.
Yeah, but that's exact. Like that's the problem with me going to those kinds of places is that this is like this is London, but they drive like Romans.
Is this really how they drive in fucking Rome?
Dude, it was insane. Like, I was in Rome with like Matt, and it just general Italian driving is next level. But Rome was something else. He could tell you big time stories of all that. Yeah, but
If
no,
anything, Sorry, go ahead.
I would always be too agitated because I have like an eye for this kind of thing. And I like to think that I also have like a pretty good eye for when it's like not dangerous, but I'm pretty sure I would just be freaking out because I would be spotting everyone who is a danger to like someone but not me, and I would like just constantly have this anxiety about everyone I meet, and I would trust literally no one. Because it's like you could go to like a foreign country and meet very nice people there, and they're like cool to you, but they could also be trying to like drop you in the middle of nowhere and rob you. You know what I'm saying? And I'd always, even when I'd be like pretty sure that that's not what they're trying to do, I'd still have that in the back of my head. Which is why
it's fair, I guess.
Yeah, I am immensely privileged, and then I can basically, most cities in the world I can like go to and be like, hey, anyone want to like hang out? And people would be like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go out there and fucking do some shit. And they'd be like locals, you know? But I mean, I guess everyone can do that, but actually maybe I should be more concerned with that because it might be someone who's trying to kill me.
Why would someone want to kill you?
I
Just to
don't
silence your content.
I don't fucking know. Why do people want to kill anyone?
I mean, remember that one dude in I think it was L.A. that tried to kill Bork with a vial of acid and then shot himself in the head?
Jesus.
Oh, yeah,
fucking
that.
Christ.
What?
Yeah, no. I remember what you mean. Dank did a video on this.
Yeah, the best of me guy.
Yeah,
I don't think that's what he's called.
I should be careful that like no one I've like pissed off shows up to the meetup and is like, I want to do a mass shooting.
Oh, speaking
of meetup,
even
if they did that, depending on the area, you might be fine. Like, for instance, do you know how they caught the Night Stalker in Los Angeles?
He was out during the daytime, and it was like, oh, that's the Night Stalker. He is not invisible right now.
No, it was to tell you, Poch. There was this serial killer called the LA Night Stalker, and he got caught following like following some old lady by a bunch of cholos who almost fucking beat him to death.
Hell yeah, dude. I think. See, that's the thing. I think I can like deal with cholos and shit. I mean, I speak Spanish. You know, we can just like.
Yeah, but
here's the thing. You speak continental Spanish. Everyone else speaks Mexican Spanish. That's a whole different beast.
I've been masking my Spanish accent. It's not Mexican, but it's like some like more like South American shit. But I am familiar in like dealing with working class people who are just trying to like. It's easy to be friends with them. They're cool people if you're not scared of them.
Oh yeah, that's the same for everybody.
Yeah, but but this is like I'm always afraid of like the dishonest actors, the ones who are gonna rape and kill me.
Oh, speaking of, I've fully booked my plane tickets, so I am coming over.
That's
my train tickets are also booked. I just have to figure out when exactly I'm driving home.
So if you're like in like around that time, like the day before or after, if you do feel like coming to Kiel, I will be showing people the bookshelf if they want to come by.
All right, I'll be there.
I mean, you know this already. Sure. I already told you this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna be like sleeping 2 blocks away from me at like.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
God, I want to go to this meetup so fucking bad.
I really want to do a meetup in the United States. I really want to do several meetups in the United States.
Just come here. You don't have to go back.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish.
Just come here and stay.
I really see. I want to go to this is something I thought about because recently I saw a post by like some Zoomer kid going, "Oh, I get so depressed when I like go to rural areas because I'm scared that I like won't come back."
Wooded areas.
Yeah.
Or,
because like I'm scared that I won't be able to return, and then I'm like, this actually has happened to me, like where I will. There's been occasions where I've like had to stay at a place that was like, so I was visiting like my ex's grandparents, for instance, with her over Christmas. and this was like in rural East Germany. And I was like looking up public transport options because I felt like isolated and threatened. Like I need to have a way out. So I kind of understand what that Zuma kid meant. Like I don't want to be fucking stuck on a farm, especially in America where you don't even have public transport. You know what I'm saying? Like in some suburban
depends.
America, how the fuck am I supposed to get anywhere?
Yeah, if you're in the suburbs, it sucks. If you're out kind of towards the city and whatnot, public transport's usually not that bad. It depends.
But yeah, but like out in the country, then you know. That's even scarier because the American country is like difficult to conceptualize for a European. Like Americans have difficulty conceptualizing how old Europe is. Europeans have big difficulty conceptualizing how gigantic America is.
Well, I've just found some cringe if y'all want to see it.
Always.
I live for cringe.
Yeah.
Studio booth.
Oh my god, dude.
Well-
I will. Delta Airlines is more like fucking Beta Airlines.
Right.
For sure. That
Just-
is the cringiest I've ever seen, bro.
Well, so most unions actually like take a percentage of your income. They don't take $700, which if like
Yeah.
1% of your income is $700, I don't know how much that is. I'm very bad at math.
That's about 70 grand.
Is that a lot of money? I feel like that is a lot of money.
Depends if it's monthly or not.
Like you know how like rich people are like so disconnected that they have no idea what a lot of money is. I have that, but like from the perspective of being poor. Because that like 70 grand a year is to me an unfathomable amount of money. What
Yes,
the fuck would I be doing with all that money?
Yeah, same here. I was like,
Yeah.
like you can really easily just get along the countryside for like $230. And I was like, Jesus Christ, how am I supposed to afford this? It's not that much.
Yeah, how
Listen,
where
man,
I can only
I-
buy
I-
the City of Mist source book for so often. Like
Yeah, I was like, gee, my dude, I have been spending half an hour debating with myself to buy a $15 comic.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel guilty for like spending $15 today on a video game that I really wanted.
Same
that
though.
I already knew would bring me fun because I had enjoyed. Is it like a DLC? Like, it's kind of fucking. I mean, to be fair though, I also feel guilty when I pay money for like a cent. That is fucking cool. This facehugger shit. That
Oh,
is
yeah.
seriously spooky too. Damn.
What are you playing?
I love like the anime paint job on it too. Like.
Oh, this? Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, hell yeah.
God, what was the other one called? That kind of like Hong Kong Chinese brawler.
Sleeping Dogs, which is
Yeah,
what I
that one.
accidentally called this game early on.
What the fuck, bro? What the
Sleeping
fuck?
dongs.
Sleeping dogs, yeah.
Yeah.
God. I kind of want to play that game.
Yeah, I kind of played a bit of it, but then it was like I lost interest. I don't even know what happened. That I might have just forgot to like play it. I could have loved the game and I just forgot to keep playing it.
Yeah,
God,
same
no
though. That just happens sometimes.
$70,000.
Oh yeah, Mini Ninjas.
If you make $70,000 though, you can afford a game console and union fees. Like
Yeah.
and plus the union is gonna make you more money. That is a
the game-
crazy amount of cash.
The game looks great. The problem is it's not based because you're playing a co-op.
Yeah,
well,
that's
it's,
true.
Don't you dare tell me it's based, Burger.
I
You're
have
telling
no
me
idea
co-op.
if it's like it's an undercover cop story and shit. Wait, I'm sorry. Your drone can double jump?
Yeah, if you look closely at like the bottom when it does it, there's like an air jet.
Oh, okay.
God damn it. My flanks are undefended.
So it is like somewhat explained. The invisible shit is a little more difficult to explain away, which is that.
Yeah. It really is difficult to explain away.
And even more so doing it to other people.
Mm.
Like that.
Oh, what?
You can still kind of see them.
Yeah. And that
like
looks
distorted.
cool, but...
The lore of this is that everyone essentially has Elon Musk's Neuralink.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
And you have an open source hack to it.
I mean, this is
Does
why
anybody-
people would never get no one would ever, all people would get it. Whatever you know what I just said, but instead of the way it sounded, it makes sense.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, no one would ever get fucking
Yeah.
psychological, like, mental implants. Cause
Like, not
that's-
everyone
say-
would do it, at least.
Hey, I want to say that I feel like the first thing that would happen in terms of like a Neuralink, like neural implant cyber attack, would be just a massive Rickroll, but streamed directly into your fucking brain.
Yeah.
That would be pretty
straight
cool,
up.
actually.
That'd be
Yeah.
pretty based.
I feel like I've read the green text about this.
Yeah, you probably have.
Hey, here's a question that preludes a story. What's the worst thing that's ever happened to a Shadowrun character you've had during a run? Because I think I've got one that can top the story of anyone here.
Nothing that like particularly bad comes to mind, honestly.
One of my retards jumped off a building and forgot he didn't have his wingsuit on.
Lol.
Okay, I got one for you.
He
I
deserved it, though.
almost got drowned by a pepper spray spirit.
Hell yeah, dude.
I'm sorry, what?
Okay, so I was on a run. I was playing a Norse or Theologian on a run where we were trying to extract someone from a building. Right? I think it was like a Shiawase guy that we were extracting, and we get into the building. We're separated on 2 floors. We're all basically in rooms on our own because we were looking for the guy. Knight Errant shows up and starts kicking the door in. First thing they do is they send 2 squads to the different floors to apprehend us all. They send a mage to my floor. The guy summons a water spirit. They then throw a pepper punch grenade in the room. Now I get the smart idea to kick it back out in the hall, and that works. It incapacitates all the guards. It also fills the water spirit with pepper punch, which then proceeds to grapple me.
Hey, everybody, I'm gonna bounce. Have a good one.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
we need to end the stream. We're like fucking
Yeah.
almost 10 minutes
like,
overdue.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I thought you guys were talking about something in real life for a bit.
Yeah,
Bye,
bye,
the
everybody.
pepper spirits in real life.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
long story short, I almost got drowned in sentient pepper spray.
Lol.
Just
Whoever Laverne44 is, in case you're still watching, which you're probably not. No, it's not. The Discord is not behind a paywall. Anyway,
It is a
bye.
free Discord.
Bye.
Bye.
you.
Okay, so the